Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's episode of Matt and Rob talk about Formula One. As always, I'm Rob, and with me today is
Matt.
Hey!
Hey.
Like it's a surprise. Every time I'm like, who could it be?
Who is it?
It might be, well, we had George one time, which was quite nice.
Yeah.
It's just a bit different, I guess.
Yeah.
How are you today, Matt?
My twin brother, but this time it's just me.
It's just you. I think I prefer Matt, but you know.
Okay, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. How are you doing? You
Pretty
alright?
good, Had a race weekend, so can't be that bad.
Exactly. And I know already that next weekend it's going to be another race weekend.
Yes,
So
that is true.
it's great.
Which is not
It's
bad.
very good.
Yeah,
No,
can't
exactly.
complain.
Yeah. This weekend we were at the Portuguese Grand Prix
Yes.
in Portimão. So as good as I can pronounce that.
That's fine.
Yeah. It was a racetrack that I've not been to, but Formula One hasn't been to in a very long time.
Yes.
And it was, I personally think is an amazing track if you look at
It looks
everything
amazing.
about it. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. It looked amazing. I think it delivered. I think it delivered 90%. I think it could have been slightly better, but we'll talk about why it could have been better. But I think it looked fantastic. The elevation changes it looked insane. It just looked amazing. Would love to do like a lap around this thing with any kind of engine-based vehicle. That would be really cool.
So not a bicycle.
I mean, why not? If that's the only thing I can do, sure, I'll take it. But if I can do anything better,
I'd probably walk around it if I had to. But
same.
yeah, any car. I'd probably take even my old Ford. I would take around it. Yeah,
true.
that'd be quite fun actually. I think.
Yeah, if you just beat it in the gravel, it's okay. It's just an old Ford.
It's
anyway.
okay. Exactly. It's fine. And I probably would destroy that thing. Poor little Ford. It was quite interesting to see everyone adapt to a new circuit. I watched a couple of the free practice sessions Thursday and Friday. And I thought
it was tricky because of the resurfacing too. So that made it interesting.
I think that was probably the biggest issue that they had was that, I mean, we had new tracks this season or not familiar tracks anyway. But the surface of this one was just, I think, a month old or something like that.
Yeah, it was a month old.
And I don't think anyone's has been racing on it really.
Not much. I think there's kind of motorbike races, but not much. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they only have 2 tires, so I mean that's like at least half the tires already. So do you know what I mean? But everyone was complaining about the new surface because it was not rubbered in, quite new, quite oily. I'm not entirely sure how that works. I'm not
very slippery apparently, but
apparently very slippery. It looked great, like brand new.
But apparently it's not I don't know if it's the precise material they use for it. I don't know what was the problem. Maybe it's the precise one they use for this track, and maybe if they use something else would have been better. But it worked. At the end of the day, I think they managed to race. So.
Yeah, and it gave us a pretty interesting race, I think. Even just at the qualifying and the free practice sessions.
Yeah.
Because in the last one, FP3, Pirelli decided to test some tires for like a half an hour, which I personally thought was amazing because all the cars had to be out, drive around for like a couple of laps, half an hour, I think it was. And nobody knew which tires they got, so they didn't all get the same tires. Some of them got actual normal tires that they race on right now. And then others got like tires that were completely different to each other. And some of them worked, some of them didn't work. Got us a couple of like sort of spins and wiggles and stuff like that. Which I thought was great.
Yeah.
Shall we go to the qualifying?
Let's go to qualifying.
Yeah.
Let's start with the predictions or...
Yeah, exactly. Let's do the predictions.
They are there. So...
I need to open them as well. Tell me, Matt.
You said Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen. I said Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen. I had it right this time.
The usual three suspects.
The usual 3, yes. And then we said for Ferrari, we said you said Leclerc 6th and Vettel 10th, and I said Leclerc 5th and Vettel 11th. Close, not there, but he was around these kind of positions that they ended up at. But
well, Leclerc did, yeah.
Yeah,
I think Vettel was a bit off.
A bit further, yeah, but weird. Anyway, for the top three at least, I mean Bottas was enjoying all the free practices and Q1 and Q2, and I mean as Lewis does, you get to Q3 and the guy just finds the time he needs to and just gets the P1. That's how he does it. It's amazing.
It's just not. Yeah, it's literally every time. It's ridiculous to just putting yourself into like Bottas' shoes or seat. It's like he's just nailed it. Like he looks consistent. He's sort of getting the hang of the track, and like he's beaten everyone in every session except Q3, except the one session where it counts.
It's like let the kid play, and I'll take the toy at the end.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, which is just incredible that Hamilton can. I guess he's just not mentally, or maybe it helps him. I don't know how he works mentally, but like definitely wasn't negative to him that he was behind on like most of the sessions. He like.
I don't think he cares much. I don't think that's. I don't think he needs it for his confidence or anything.
Yeah.
Like maybe Bottas said that helps him because I think even Toto was saying that he was super confident and you only wanted one lap and less fuel at the end, which didn't help him.
No.
And maybe he was a bit too confident, and that's what maybe got him lost him the position. But I mean, Hamilton is there and he's gonna find what he needs to find to get pole. So he again, man, that's amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely incredible performance from Hamilton. I also thought Leclerc did really well.
Oh, Leclerc.
To get fourth.
I mean, you don't understand Ferrari how it's going on right now. I don't understand it one bit. How is it two different cars? Is it one Haas and then one Ferrari? I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense to me. But good by Leclerc, did a good job. Verstappen also in third. I mean, he's always there, so we never mention him, but he's always there, so good for him.
Yeah, it's sort of, it's hard for Verstappen to do really well because it's like you'd have to do really well.
He tried. He was
has
second,
to beat a Mercedes.
He tried to split them up for Lucky, but then they just beat him just after.
Yeah.
And then Leclerc, I mean, instead of Leclerc, he should have been Albon again. Let's be honest. I mean, every week
quite a bit to
every
find
weekend we speak about that, but I mean, it's starting to be, I think, a bit too much right now. Especially because he was saying that I think since the last two races he was with a car that he was happy with, so that's not good because that's what he said. Like now he's with a car that he's happy with, so everyone was expecting him to actually now, be where he should be, and then and that's.
But I don't think he was he? I don't think he was particularly happy with this car this weekend, just because of the tires and everything.
It's too much, I mean, like it's
too goddamn much.
I mean, I love the guy again, but I mean, it's starting to get a lot of, like he can't be behind Leclerc. I mean, come on, I mean, it's a bit too much. Like Ferrari.
I'm just looking at the times, and it's like 5 tenths, I think, behind Verstappen.
Yeah, again, like every week,
4 tenths behind Leclerc. Yeah,
I mean, just goes to show how good Leclerc was too. I mean,
exactly. To get that much out of his Ferrari,
but
to say that
he was
the same.
Albon was still 6th, so not even just 5th. He was 6th. So that's it's not good.
Which again, it's also a great performance for Perez there, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Too. For sure.
Needs to be said. Yeah. It's a kind of a shame. So the whole sessions were quite interesting to me. So if you go through all the different sessions, that people were sort of struggling on tires, didn't know how many. Like we just said, how many sort of runs to do and how many laps to do. Hamilton got the 2 runs in the end, which obviously seemed to be the better choice because he got the tires right and everything like that. But yeah, other people sort of did kind of well. Like Russell got into Q2.
Yep.
Which I think is great.
Again, like super good. And his lap was actually, he finished 14th in front of Vettel.
I don't want to say it like that, but yeah.
Man, it hurts, but anyway, in front of Vettel, and then his lap was super good. He was close actually to be like, I think it was maybe like 2 tenths or 3 tenths behind like the top 10. So it was very good lap from Williams, I think.
Definitely. Yeah,
actually, like close to getting to Q3, like time wise, not position wise, but time wise.
Time wise, he wasn't far off at all.
So yeah, that's really good for them. I think he's delivering so good. There is rumors of him not being there next year, but that's crazy. But again, there is a lot of seats. There's seats getting available by the handful right now. It's like there's 2 seats in 1 weekend that are free now. So
I thought there was kind of like settled already, and I thought that when Vettel, had the whole thing with Ferrari, that there was nowhere for him to go, like literally nowhere for him to go. But
oh no, it was open. Yeah, for sure. There was nothing signed. There was nothing signed at Haas yet, and then even at Alfa Romeo, there is nothing signed.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, interesting.
There's also 1 free seat at Racing Point. There's
a free seat in Mercedes.
I think there is 2 free seats at AlphaTauri. I don't think anyone signed yet too.
It's a very interesting conversation with like AlphaTauri and Red Bull.
There is 1 seat at Red Bull too, so
Yeah.
And we can talk about seats maybe at the end.
We'll talk about seats at the end. Couple of interesting things just from the qualifying. Ricciardo's spin in Q2.
Yeah.
Which he sort of hit the barrier, but not really bad.
Yeah,
but bad enough. He still got into Q3, but then couldn't run in Q3 at all because the car they just couldn't get the car ready in time.
Yeah.
I think they had to change the rear wing.
I mean, they were still struggling, to be fair. It was not like an impressive, compared to last weekend. Renault is very like up and down, like this year.
Yeah.
They were lucky to be there last week to get the result when someone had a problem, but they're never they're not really consistent with being on the best of the rest.
No, that's true.
When you see they were still beaten by the 2 McLaren. Also, Gasly did a good job again. Like, this guy is always there. He's performing so good this year.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like Gasly's performance. I think he was watching the interviews afterwards. He wasn't even that happy with his qualifying performance. But still, I think. Yeah, I know.
It's really good.
For him, he was in front of Vettel. I mean, come on.
And still, I mean, it's in front of Vettel, and also it's like it shouldn't be like a midfield car really. It shouldn't be like a McLaren Racing Point car. It should be like fairly under.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Definitely.
Like, he manages to pushes it and be in front, so that's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty much it from the race, from the qualifying. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all I've got for the qualifying as well. On my end.
So let's get to the exciting part then.
To the race, the roller coaster of Portimão.
Going up and down, side to side. Anyway.
Well, it does look like a roller coaster. There's certain bits when you see the cars come in. They come you don't see them come up the hill, and they're on the hill, and then they go almost straight down. What it looks like.
It must be crazy to drive there, just because you can't see the track when you're driving, and also because the feeling in your stomach must be insane.
Yeah, that's one hill where you just literally go over the hill. I don't know what turn it's in, but yeah, incredible. And there's some beautiful pictures of cars and drivers and stuff going around the track. What a great track.
For sure.
And yeah, you could. I mean, the difficulties we talked about in terms of tires and everything like that, you could tell were real struggle for everyone. Like, even for Mercedes with their it's called DAS system. Yeah. Because the first 2 laps were absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insane.
It was. I mean, I couldn't understand what was happening. It was so much craziness happening. It was too much. But yeah, I mean, it was just I think from the start, I think there was some people wondering because they couldn't do practice start because the pit lane was too narrow or something. Yeah, they were thinking, is it gonna be the inside lane is gonna be maybe not very slippery because the new resurface and everything, and then actually it was everyone on the right was very slow. And I think Lewis was very fast. I think Verstappen, Perez were very fast. And it was a crazy start by I think it was Perez, Verstappen, and then also Bottas was a bad start because he was on the wrong side of the road. But he managed to actually come back at Verstappen quite good. I mean, I think Verstappen was I got the place, I'm good, and then got napping on the outside. And then he hit Perez, which sadly, I mean, Perez still did a good race, but that compromised for sure the race for Racing Point.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just like the beginning. I mean, yeah, Perez, like you said, his like sort of hit with Verstappen. I don't think there was anyone to blame. Like there wasn't any
No,
penalties
it was just
for either.
racing incident, really.
Yeah, exactly. Saw him end up actually in last, and he ended up in where did he end up? I think he ended up in sixth. Yeah, no, sorry, seventh. Which is incredible. Like first lap, be sort of spun out of, it wasn't his fault at all, and then to be up in seventh was great. But like the whole like issues with the tires, I think the McLarens had them like switched on as like one of the only teams.
But they were on soft tires. Really, the soft tire was super good and getting up to temperature really fast, and the medium was like not working at all for the first I think 7 laps.
But I think Verstappen was on softs as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, but somehow I think he couldn't make them work, or I don't know, something was wrong
exactly.
And
one of the people that actually ended up almost fighting with Verstappen was Kimi Räikkönen, who came from what did he go from 15th, I think it was.
He gained 10 places or something like that at the start.
10 places. Insane.
The video was a flying fiend. Like
it's crazy. It's so good. It's like we'll definitely need to link it below. Him like going around past the cars and like it was so good to see that was like sort of his quality of a racer. Verstappen was saying maybe it was down to his like rally experience or things like that, which might be like the way he was sort of like soaring at the steering wheel was crazy.
But even like
that was really
Sainz too was amazing. I mean, how he was leading the Grand Prix for like I think like 5 laps or something like that, which is insane.
Yeah,
like,
5 laps.
Who would have thought?
That was so good. Yeah, Bottas had taken the lead from Hamilton, I think, and then Sainz was able
was kind
to
of
just
good. He was like
get past.
Maybe 2 seconds ahead or something, and then Sainz just caught him up super fast and passed him.
Yeah, that was really cool. I think Norris was even in 4th.
Norris was good too. Yeah, he was well placed. And
that
then
was
he got the incident with the Stroll.
Have you heard the onboard like radio from that?
Yeah. And then he was like, "Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that." Up.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, say whatever. I mean, I would have said way worse. To be fair.
Do you think? Okay, really?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think from an English language, he said quite a lot of the C word is pretty bad, and I think as a racing driver, obviously you can see where that is coming from, the emotions and everything. But
I mean, sure. I mean, maybe you switch the radio off at the last. I mean, in the helmet, I would have said like that. That would be just the light. That would have been just the starter. But anyway. I mean, it's understandable. It's like, I mean, you can't really take word for word. It's like it's not an interview. It's like a guy racing and just reacting.
Oh
to
yeah.
So.
Definitely, yeah. And it like on the TV, it gets like bleeped out anyway. So it's like it's not.
Yeah, and I would say it's almost like this. Like just take it as seriously as an interview before like a fight in boxing. Like it's trash talk. It's just stupid thing that people are saying just for the show. Like it's not an interview or anything. Like
Yeah.
It's not because they say something that they don't like each other. It's just like it's on the moment. It's for the show. It's whatever. Anyway, so I was not really shocked by what he said. But
no, yeah. Do you think Stroll was to blame? Because I think Stroll got 5 seconds for that, a 5-second penalty.
I mean, he did the same thing in FP1. I mean, you have to leave space at some point. You have to leave some room. I mean, if you go around the outside, sure, go around the outside, but leave some space. I mean, Gasly did it after. I think the lap before the last or something like that. Like it was 65th lap, I think, on Perez, and like perfect move around the outside, but he left space.
Yeah, because I think you can run white there as well. Like you don't have to.
Can.
There's a bit of run off area, so not straight into the gravel.
So that's why it was like you can't just turn in like that. Or just go on the inside if you want. Just go on the inside if you don't want to.
Yeah, it was crazy because he went on the outside on the curbs. Like he wasn't even on the track.
Like
anymore,
the curb
really.
was literally in the middle of the car. He was like sitting on the curb. Almost.
Yeah.
So.
That was.
Could have been a great move if he just left the space.
Yeah, if he would have gotten it done, it would have been great. Like, we would have had the opposite. Sort of like, oh my God, Stroll, that was amazing. But
sadly,
it
did not happen.
Yeah. No, exactly.
And also, I think just before that, I think starting lap 7, Sainz and Raikkonen just started dropping, and like especially Raikkonen just got passed at every straight line by a car. Every lap,
so
the car
sad.
was passing him in the straight line.
Yeah, because
And
that was the only DRS zone is the long straight.
and really effective at the end.
Very effective, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there were other overtakes on other sort of parts of the circuit, but
Yeah,
really that was sort of the main bit. And yeah, like one of the commentators was saying, he feels so bad for Kimi Räikkönen because every single lap
he was
he's
just
getting,
thinking. He was just like,
going further backwards. Yeah, man.
and
But yeah, it's such a shame because that shows that he can still race really well, like wheel to wheel and everything like that.
I mean,
but
I think
the car just
all of
doesn't-
them out there can race. To be fair, I think so, like cars and stuff make make a huge difference too.
Yeah, definitely do.
I still don't think like Vettel is showing his. I don't think it's showing his true potential. Like that he's finishing 10th in the race or 15th in qualifying. I don't think that's pure Sebastian Vettel talent. I think I think there's definitely something more than just him not being good. But whatever.
I'm looking forward to next year to figure out. Well, hopefully he's a bit more open, about his time at Ferrari once he's not at Ferrari anymore.
He's being really nice because Grosjean is saying a lot of stuff. He's being very clear about how good ass his car is. But anyway,
yeah, that's the other thing. But it's like at least for like the Haas team, they're both sort of they're both not going anywhere. But what if your teammate's like, no, fourth? Then that shows that at least one of the cars can perform.
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely a book to be written about Ferrari's stuff in the background. God. Anyway,
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, after that, I think it was Hamilton just passing Bottas, just gaining, and passing him kind of easily, and then that was it. I mean, he just took off, and there was nothing left for Bottas.
He was just gone. Like he was not to be seen at all.
Yeah, I think he arrived, and you have to wait a long time to see Bottas passing the finish line. At the end, I think it was 25, almost 30 seconds. So that's a lot.
Yeah, that's crazy for like. Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. Yeah, sorry, go on.
I was just gonna mention like Albon just during the race, like nowhere, like just disappeared into darkness. Just seemed to the
bad.
bottom of the field and nothing.
He ended up behind Vettel and Raikkonen in 12th. That's like if your teammate is third.
That's how bad it is. That's 10 places behind. There was no problem. There was no crash. There was nothing really. It was just him.
Him and the way he's
sure
happy
the balance
happy
and
with the car.
The balance, sure, but it's still like the teammate is still. Even Vettel managed to close the gap to his teammate.
Yeah, and I think Vettel actually got a bit unlucky on strategy, or maybe not unlucky, but like they called him in quite early to go on hard tires. And I think for Ferrari that was quite good because 3 laps later Leclerc came in also into hard tires, so they had like 3-4 laps to figure out if the hard tires would work, which they did. So I guess in their mind, like it works for the number one leading car to get as many points as possible.
Yeah.
But wasn't obviously helping Vettel much. Yeah, but Albon, I don't know. Do you want to? Yeah, shall we talk about Albon and his future at Red Bull? Because there was an interview. I don't know if you saw it with Christian Horner on Sky, where he talks about whether they should get Gasly back and like.
I didn't see the interview.
Switch.
I just saw like a written report about like him saying that. He wants Albon to like claim the seat and show that he can deserve the seat for next year, and if it doesn't, then apparently what I saw that he was saying that they would look outside of the Red Bull pool of drivers that they have. So
yeah, I mean it was kind of the same in that interview. Was basically saying they were asking him whether he shouldn't just give Gasly another shot at the Red Bull, and he was saying that he doesn't think that if they switch drivers, the situation wouldn't be the same. So he's saying that if Gasly was in the Red Bull, he'd probably not be performing quite as well, or probably would be performing the same as Albon is right now. So for whatever reason, I think they're saying that the Red Bull is harder to drive, as in like it's a bit more tricky, maybe.
Yeah.
Than the AlphaTauri.
I think the best thing for them, to be fair, like, and I really believe it. I think it's AlphaTauri with Albon and Gasly would be super strong.
That would be interesting.
Sadly,
Yeah.
it's not a independent team, so they couldn't actually like reach for the top. But I mean, it
Yeah.
would still be like a super strong midfield team.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And on the off chance, every now and then they probably get a podium or even win a race if they get lucky.
Yeah.
But who do you think should replace Albon in his seat?
I mean, first, I think sadly it's gonna happen. I don't see Albon being there next year.
Yeah, I asked that already in a way where it's like it's probably gonna happen. Like I don't.
I mean, I don't see how
Yeah.
if he's continuing like that. I don't see how they can justify having him there. Sadly. But I mean, for me, it's a clear as. I mean, there is only one option for me. Like I think it's if you're smart, you get Hülkenberg as fast as you can.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's the best guy you can hire right now.
Yeah, I think so too. 100%. Like Hülkenberg would do a really good job as well. And I think he's an experienced enough driver to know where he would be in that team. He'd probably be the number 2, obviously, but he could be a very solid number 2 that hopefully would challenge Verstappen every now and then on circuits that he'd prefer. And everything like that, and it would hopefully also help Verstappen and the team just grow more and get that car really where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, Albon is sort of useless is a very strong word, but like not helpful to Verstappen or the team really.
Yeah, he's not doing anything for them. So for sure, and I don't see anyone else that could be hired that would be like justifiably like someone as good as Hülkenberg. Like, I mean, there's no one that has experience like him. And that is as good as much potential as him.
Yeah, that's true.
And that would be that would be a super cool story though. Like see, like he never got the chance to get a good car, and then he's fired,
and he
has
gets
to leave F1. And then he's
would
probably
be
the only driver to come and do like 2-3 races in a season, and then just come back the year after and with a top three team. That would be.
I'd like to see it definitely. He also. A statistic that I absolutely hate. He has more points in the last 8 races than Vettel got.
That is insane. That is not cool.
Which is just like he only raced like 2 or 3 of them, and like out of nowhere, without being an actual permanent driver on the grid. That's pretty rough. Yeah.
I mean, that's a tricky thing for Vettel for sure. But yeah, I think to finish on the Red Bull thing, I think that's probably I would drop. I mean. I don't know. I don't see Fiat as anything special, really. I don't see him having. He's a good driver, like, and there's other motorsport series he could be at, but I don't think he is any. I don't think he's anything special in Formula One. I think Magnussen is nothing special in Formula One, and I would say like I've seen people on Twitter saying like maybe Magnussen in IndyCar, and I would say he probably would be like a super cool IndyCar driver, Magnussen, because he's super tough, super like. Maybe more IndyCar style driver, and again, like I think maybe same thing for Fiat. Maybe he would be great at something else. Maybe endurance. Maybe there's a lot of other stuff that he could do, but I don't see any kind of. He came back, and I don't see anything that would like be. Oh yeah, has a bright future, and he's gonna be doing great things. I think he's just a decent driver, but nothing special. Like Gasly is showing that he's actually great.
Yeah,
so I would say probably drop him,
put
Albon instead of Fiat, and then Hülkenberg and Verstappen. That would be my. That would be the smartest lineup.
That would be a dream team. Yeah, I'd like to see that definitely. Yeah, and then you've got Stroll and Vettel, and Aston Martin next year as well.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. And then who do you see at Haas?
Oh, I don't know. It was kind of not a shock, but like. They getting rid of both of their drivers, like 100% new sort of clean slate kind of thing. I mean, Perez doesn't have a seat, does he?
Perez doesn't. No.
No. Yeah. So, I mean, if he wants to stay in the sport, I think that'd be a good place for him to go. I mean,
same thing. Yeah. I mean, it's not a great place, but I think that's the best place for him to be at. To be fair.
Yeah. At least he's sort of in the car and has. A chance to then like maybe go to another team if something happens for the new season and things like that. And I think that maybe that's what Haas is waiting for as well, is that new regulation. They want to see what they can do with a more level playing field in terms of like money and funding and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of either of them were like paid drivers not paid drivers, but like, you know, what I mean? Like drivers that.
I think they brought a bit of money,
money.
but not insane. Like not the Paris
Yeah.
type. So I think Paris would be a kind of a help, like because he
Yeah,
brings a lot
Paris
of
would be a
money.
help for sure.
Yeah. But as a Parisian, do you know like anyone else that could be a good? Like I
No?
have my idea. I would say like, if I had to
Go on.
bet, I would say Perez and Schumacher. That would be my. That would be
Yeah,
my
I
bet.
kind of forgot about the new generation of drivers that are coming into the sport.
I mean, he's leading the F2 championship, probably gonna win it.
Yeah.
So you will have the super license.
So yeah,
And he's good. So I mean, what
that's
else could-
interesting. Yeah, but like, I wonder how good of a team that is for him to go to. Whether there could be, I mean, there's obviously better teams for him to be at, maybe to learn more from. Just like with a more experienced driver, like if you had someone like Paris with him, I feel like that doesn't quite allow him to learn as much as, I don't know. I feel like when Schumacher was driving with, or Hamilton was driving with Schumacher, I feel like there might have been a more opportunity for them to learn. Not that that might have been the case. I don't know.
Yeah. One sec, I just have a call. I'll just.
Okay. We'll just pause it. I mean, I'd love to see Schumacher in the sport. Schumacher in the sport for
I mean,
sure.
you should
Like,
know how
it'd
to
be
say
great.
it. You should know how to say it.
Yeah, but it's not. I know, but I'm trying to say it in an English way.
Oh, okay.
But Schumacher is the way the Germans would say it. But then, if you say Schumacher at me, then I don't know.
Is it the shoemaker? Like the
It is the
translation?
Shoemaker. That's what it translates to. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, anyway.
But obviously that name is now like nobody would look at that name and go, "Oh, he makes shoes."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
everyone will think of. Yeah, one of the. I was gonna say the greatest driver, but now he's
No.
only the second greatest driver.
Man.
He's not even the best anymore. What's going on? In terms of race wins, anyway, I guess.
And a
To
lot
say
of
that,
other
like-
stuff. A lot of other stuff too. He's not the first anymore, but I mean.
That is true.
I think.
But
we
yeah,
can-
like,
is there anything else that I think we can get to this part of the race? I think the record
The end.
part. I think
The
there's.
record?
Do we have anything else that happened before the last lap?
No, that's what I was trying to hint at there. Is that Hamilton won the race?
Yeah.
Quite. I don't know, like very superior to
By a mile.
Bottas anyway.
Literally.
Yeah.
Probably distance-wise, was probably a mile. Actually.
Probably, yeah. It did actually. I feel like the distance at the end was quite high in terms of.
I mean,
It says
30
25
seconds is
seconds.
a lot. I mean, 25
Yeah.
seconds is a lot. I mean, he passed the line and Bottas was still like 2 or 3 corners away.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like a whole pit stop at that racetrack.
Yeah, literally.
25
almost,
seconds, yeah. And he also got fastest lap, which means he gets that extra point.
And his tires were not good.
Yeah, and he had a cramp.
And
And he had a cramp.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
that was the thing. He had a cramp, and then 2 laps later, he did the fastest lap.
When he said like, yeah, when he says like, oh, my front left is, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. And then it's like,
I mean,
you know, he just
I was
improves.
thinking, like,
speed.
if he has
Hilarious.
cramps like I have, there is no way in hell he can drive. Like your
Yeah,
leg
I was
is
thinking
not
as
working.
well. Yeah.
Like your leg is not working. You can't use your leg. How could you drive at 300 kph and have a cramp at the same time? That's not possible.
I've no idea. And then he sort of got out of the car, stretched his like left leg a little bit, and then it was it seemed to be fine. I don't know. Maybe it was the adrenaline kicking in or anything
Maybe
like
a
that. So
starter cramp or like a tiny little something, but it was not
Yeah,
a
I
really
don't know.
like a strong cramp. I mean, that would have been different.
yeah, because you wouldn't be able to do anything. Like
No.
and I think it was his left leg, so he had to like lift the accelerator. So he wasn't. I don't know.
Weird.
I feel like the man says a lot of stuff. Maybe he's just very like sensitive when he's in a race car. I don't know.
My tires are gone, and then he just
Yeah.
25 seconds ahead, and then I have a cramp, and then
have a
fastest
cramp.
lap.
Yeah, and I needed to lift on the straight. You know, just like 25 seconds ahead of his teammate.
I mean,
That's just the way it goes. Yeah. But yeah, he still won the race.
Yeah.
And he is now the best in terms of race wins.
he's the driver who
92.
won the most races in F1 history
Ever. Yes.
ever.
Which is crazy. And Schumacher's 91 was already, like, he already equaled that last race. Yeah.
I mean, he
crazy.
probably passed 100. I mean, let's be fair. Even
I
if
think,
he's there
yeah.
only one more year, which I mean, he did an interview, which I think is going to be the full interview. Is going to be showed on Friday or something.
Yes.
And
Yeah, Sky interview. Yeah.
I mean, the way he was speaking was, I don't think he's going to be there in 2022. To be fair. I don't know
With
how
the
you
new
saw it, but
regulations
he
and
was
new
saying
cars.
like, I'm not
Yeah.
going to be here for a long time, but I want to be here next year. I have to figure out what I want to do after. It's like,
Yeah.
man, don't worry about after. You have so much. You're doing so much thing already. Like you're not gonna be
Yeah.
bored after. That's not the problem.
Just relax.
Um,
It'll be fine. Yeah.
I
It was
don't think he's gonna do much racing after. To be fair.
no.
And then also
can't
like
see him do any other
I don't
series or
see him
anything.
like the big regulation change and everything. Does he want to get into that? I'm not sure.
Because, like,
you know,
that's-
but like if the team asks him like, we really need you, man, to at least the first year to help us build the car. Maybe I think that could convince him to stay, just because the team gave him so much. The team gave him like world titles, and I mean maybe just for the just to help the team that he loves. Maybe he will stay the first year of the regulation just to help them. But I don't think more than 2 years. I don't think so.
No, I think I 100% agree with you. I think personally, what I'd like to see is I'd like to see him in 2022, and then probably not in 2023. As like, obviously, I'd like to see him race for very long, but I think with that new regulation change, the chances are quite high that Mercedes won't be as dominant as they have been previously. Hopefully, I don't know. I think it'll be better for the sport as well. But I think at that point, it might be, if he wins the next 2 seasons, then he will have 8 championship wins, which is more than anyone else, like more than Schumacher at that point again. So I don't know. And then if he does new regulations 2022 and it doesn't go very well, it'll probably be time for him to quit. That's the way I'd see it. But obviously, I have no idea what's going on in his head.
Yeah, I mean that's tricky to say. I mean, I don't think it's about money or anything. I just think, he probably gives him he's giving himself like the next 2 years to somehow. I don't think he'll ever say it, but somehow to try to beat to have the 8 titles.
Yeah,
that's. I mean, that would be stupid to not try at least. And then I mean, I think the only way he stays into 2022 is all, I don't know, very interesting money wise for the contract, or the team just clearly says to him like, it would be. I mean, money wise for sure they're gonna pay him, but I mean it would be like something like.
They have to.
It would be like, you would help us insane amount if you could help us and stay just for 1 year to help us develop the car. I think that's the only thing, the reason why he would stay. I don't see why he would.
Yeah.
Because
what I'd like to see,
he's not gonna try to get his skills right to build like he did for the hybrid era. I think that's it for him. It's like, he just.
I think so
there,
too. Yeah.
Or it stays 1 year. That's it.
Yeah, and I think there's a certain level of Schumacher when he came back into a new era of cars. I think he was struggling quite a bit because his driving style was, from a different way of driving with a different sort of type of car, back then, and sort of like then being able to adjust at that age wasn't very easy for him. Mm-hmm. So I think, 100% agree. If the new cars aren't his liking, I think he'd probably be going then. I'd love to see like a younger, unexperienced driver next to him in the Mercedes, not like a Bottas or like a clear number 2, but somebody like that he can maybe teach something and like bring up and like that kind of stuff.
I mean,
I'd love to see that.
I mean, if Bottas does the same thing next year than the last 3 years, I think they're gonna switch for 2022. Especially because if they know they're gonna lose Lewis after the season, they need to. They probably need to switch, because they could like keep Bottas and then have like a strong second driver for after Lewis leaves. But they need to they probably want someone really good, so Lewis can help them for the first season. That would be smart, I think. But anyway.
Yeah, 100%, because they need to look at the future for.
It's going to be a lot of wondering and thinking for Mercedes for sure.
Oh yeah,
because you're losing an insane weapon. Like that's the
the best driver of all times. I mean,
maybe if Max is not close to winning, I mean,
that's what my next thought was. Just like, I wonder if Max would fancy a seat in a Mercedes. I'm sure he would. Definitely would.
I mean, imagine. I mean, if Honda is leaving, Lewis leaves. I mean, that makes sense though. You know what I mean? Like Honda is living weird
100%.
future for Red Bull. You know, like no clear, like strong. Let's go win the titles for Red
Yeah.
Bull. Mercedes is like, hey, we need someone, and then
Yeah, exactly.
how could you
And I
say
think
no?
No, exactly. And I think even if Bottas was still there in the team, I think he'd still do it. If he gets, I don't know if he needs any assurance about being the first like driver of the team, but I think he'd just try his best and probably end up being the number one of whatever
I
team
mean,
he
it's
can go
like
to
if you
anyway.
can get Verstappen and like instead of Bottas, you probably do it. I have like a Verstappen Lewis in 2022 in Mercedes.
That would-
That would be cool.
That would be amazing. I think
And
that would be
then,
the
yeah.
same as like Hamilton and Rosberg, like that really intense like battle.
Yes.
I'd love to see that. That'd be great.
Yeah, that
Or
would
even
be
next year,
insane.
it'd be good. Yeah.
I mean, we shall see. I think it's going to be interesting for his future. But we have still, I think, 2 good seasons with him. And I think actually helped him that the COVID thing happened. Not because, you know, he still says that he doesn't like that there is no fans and he loves the fan. And when he's going to
Yeah.
stop, that's the first thing he's going to miss is the fans.
The fans.
But he actually gives him next season with the same car to win the 8th. And then
Yeah,
that's-
and in that sense, yeah, it's like stable regulations just mean probably more dominance for Mercedes. They're already working on next year's car. They already stopped doing upgrades for this year's car. So
Yeah. So I mean,
yeah.
that's
I would too. Like
his
they
chance
have
to
that in the
get
back.
8 and then just that's it, all good.
Yeah,
Even if
course,
2022 is bad, who cares? You got 8 champions. Yeah. It's like sure, you want to live on a high, so that's gonna be a super tricky thing.
yeah. That's the other thing. Is like, does he want to leave just at 8 and just be like, that's it?
I
it's done?
think it's like probably gonna be like this year. It's gonna be decided super late.
Yeah, I mean, if they've how many races have they got left? 5 or something?
Yeah, and
4?
it's still like months, I think
Crazy.
weeks or months away from anything signed. And I think
Yeah.
in 2021 it's going to be the same thing. It's like if he wins the 8, you're going to leave it for the last second, I think. Because if you win the 8, I think he's gonna want to choose after he's sure that he wins or not, you know.
Yeah.
Because then it's like,
No, I think that's fair enough.
do I
yeah.
finish on a high and just like, that's it, bye-bye? Or do I have fun one more year? Because I would
Have
love to
fun.
see him, like, I think it would be awesome to see him, like, doing, like, winning the Indy 500 and then winning Le Mans, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think
see
he's going to
him-
do that. No,
I don't think so.
think he's going to try. No.
Which is
Yeah.
sad because I would love to see him racing in any kind of other cars and see how good it would be. But
Oh, of course, yeah, 100%.
I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think he's going to race, really. Maybe
I
some
definitely
charity stuff
agree with
or
you.
something like that, but I don't think he's going to... I mean, he's so busy. The guy is doing so much stuff in music and fashion, whatever. I don't think he's going to start again a new racing journey. I don't think so. But whatever,
I
we'll
agree.
see, you know.
We'll
Still
see, we'll
2
see.
years ahead, so, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Plenty more races this season, anyway. Is
Yes.
there anything else about this race you wanna say or round up, or shall we look
Just
forward
wanted
to?
to say that Gasly did a fantastic job again. 5th. I mean,
Yeah, and 5th. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I wrote that down as well.
that's so
Um,
good.
Incredible. Yeah, great drive.
And Leclerc 4th. Come on.
Yeah.
Super clean. Great race by him.
Yeah.
And then,
Both of them like performing really well.
I mean,
especially
Vettel,
against their teammates
you can
and
say that
everything.
Vettel did an okay race, you know. 10th. I mean, he saved. I mean, he did something
Yeah.
at least, you know.
It wasn't awful. He didn't spin. He didn't crash.
Yeah.
Can't
And
complain.
he got,
to be
and he got
honest.
a point, which
and he got a point exactly. So that's good. It's definitely
Yeah.
good.
that's pretty much it,
Um,
really, for me.
Yeah. No. Yeah. 100% agree. Going on to next race. In Imola,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken. Looking forward to it. There's
Should be
no.
interesting.
What did they say? There's no free practice on Friday. Is that right?
Oh, that's probably true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they said something like that because it's quite far away and it just takes them so long to get there and set up that they just wouldn't be ready in time to do these kind of sessions. So there's just
That's probably true.
think-
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think there is. Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
it's just Saturday, Sunday running. I think is what they said,
Yeah.
like the two-day race weekend,
Also, we
which
didn't-
is
we
fine.
didn't say the predictions for the race though, for the Portuguese race. Just to
We
recap
don't?
the predictions, I'll just say it quickly so it's done.
Sure.
You had it right. You said Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen. I said Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas. We got the the quali and races. At least we got it right.
Exactly.
We're a bit pessimistic for Leclerc. You said 8th for Leclerc. I said 10th. 4th, way better. And then for Vettel, you said 12th. I said 11th. Close, but he did a bit better. So
yeah,
that was it. Anyway, it's
fair enough.
Imola.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday. So there would be no singing by Norris about Friday. Then
that is a shame. That is definitely one of the reasons to just have a Friday session.
Yeah.
For him to sing. But yeah, that's what it looks like. They're gonna do. I'm looking forward to the race because it's not usually on the race calendar.
Yeah.
So as I'm
I
aware.
hope there will be rain. This week was so close.
I didn't even want to mention the rain because
cannot.
like in the first lap they were like you could see it on some of the cameras. They were like little like speckles of rain, and the commentators were like, "Oh, it's raining," and "Oh, what's happening?" And I was like, "Oh."
I cannot understand weather. It is just impossible.
Didn't rain.
Where is the rain this year? Come on.
Give me the rain.
Once. Please. That's the last chance I think we got. What is the race? What is the next race after this one?
Turkey, I think.
Okay, so that's very low chances. So let's be fair. We really, 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 really need to rain in Italy, because all Turkey, the last shot, because after that it's pretty much done, to be fair. So
100%.
Please, just one. That's it. I don't know what to say more. That's just what we need. Otherwise,
that's fair
it's
enough. That's it. We'll just do our race predictions.
Yep.
Are you going to do them based on that it will rain?
No, I think it's going to jinx it. So I'll say it's going to be super dry. Like dry. Okay.
Super
driest
dry.
thing ever. Driest weekend.
Yeah.
Not one cloud in the sky.
So much grip. Yeah,
it's going to melt the tires.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Definitely a big problem for Pirelli if that was the case. But yeah. Give me your qualifying predictions for the Imola Grand Prix.
Lewis, because, whatever. Lewis, yeah. Because Senna, Lewis. Yeah, Lewis first. And then, let's...
Do you dare go any different way?
Sure, let's do like this weekend. I'll probably have it wrong, but let's say Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas. Just
Hamilton,
because
Verstappen, Bottas.
It's probably gonna be not that, but whatever.
No, I'm gonna go Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen.
Okay.
I really want Bottas to out-qualify Hamilton.
Yeah. I think Hamilton really wants it though, because Senna and all this stuff. I don't know. We'll see.
And then the boys in red.
The boys in red. I'll say Leclerc. You know what? Let's do a fourth again for Leclerc.
Nice.
And then Vettel. Let's put him.
How low can he go?
He's gonna go to Q3.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
Somehow he's gonna get another car. He's gonna steal one of Leclerc's spare cars, and then he's gonna go to Q3.
Okay, yeah, maybe that is a good strategy for him to have. Maybe just try and switch the cars. Maybe that would. I don't know. I'm gonna say 5th for Leclerc, and 11th for Vettel. I think he's just gonna miss it. Bad tire choice. So
that's not bad. That's not bad for sure.
No, exactly. It's better than 15th. So
it just gives Ferrari more struggle to figure out the strategy though, because it's more options. But hey, it's like we 11. We have to choose our own tires. Oh
no, we have to have a strategy.
Which one?
Tell us what.
Just put the hard one. Just put the rain tires. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Which tires can we not change? Oh, we have to change tires.
Let's not put tires. That's the way.
Yeah, just no tire. It was interesting this race. We didn't even talk about it. Like the tires were such a huge talking point, and then Mercedes does like 42 or 44 laps on the mediums.
And then also,
what?
Speaking about pit stop and stuff, Red Bull back at it again with a 1.8 second pit stop.
They broke the record.
It looks insane. Yeah, I think they're like 6
incredible,
pit stop now this season with under 2 seconds.
Yeah, and this was the first one where it's like 3 pit stops in one race with under 2 seconds. I think I got that right.
I didn't see that, but probably it's
but
possible.
Something like that. Like
they're so
ridiculous. The speed just insane. Great.
Yeah. That was
for the race.
For the race.
Tell me your race predictions.
It's gonna, one more to the record. Let's say 93rd win for Lewis.
For Hamilton. I wonder if they're going to celebrate it every time. They're not, are they? Probably.
Whoa, he broke the record again.
Hey, new record. Hey.
Every single week.
Just kind of gets boring at some point.
So that's 93rd. Then, I don't know, man. Let's not be boring. I mean, sure, I was already boring because I said Lewis first anyway. So I'll just put Verstappen and a wild Sainz in third.
Ooh, a wild Sainz. Oh, I like that. I'm going to go with Bottas.
No. Sorry. Let's take out Sainz and put Leclerc. Because Ferrari.
Could you imagine? In Italy. Oh.
It just saves Ferrari's year, that would be good.
That would be, yeah. It definitely does. I'm going to say same as qualifying. Bottas first, Hamilton second, Verstappen third.
I mean, it still be a year with 3 races in Italy and not one Ferrari win. I mean, come on. What a sad year for Ferrari, though. 3 races in Italy. 3 home races.
Yeah, 3.
Another win.
Not one win. A podium is definitely going to feel like a win. I don't know if they're going to have spectators because they had some in Portugal, but obviously Italy's Corona situation is completely different, so I don't know.
Yes, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. But yeah, so that's your first Ferrari prediction. And where do you think the second man in red is going to go?
I mean, I'll be happy if he gets 9th, let's say.
Okay. 9th for Vettel.
That's, let's hope.
I'm going to say, yeah, that'd be great. I'm going to say 4th for Leclerc, just missing it. I wonder where Bottas is on your predictions then. And
I don't know.
Vettel.
In my prediction, I don't know what happened to Bottas. I don't know.
A spin or flat tires or something. I don't know.
Who would replace? I mean, that would be, we never speak about who would replace who if there is COVID, but we'll keep it for next week. We'll have a prediction of who would replace who if there is some driver has COVID. That would be interesting too.
Yeah, it was quite interesting because there's a lot of conversations about that of like why doesn't a team just have another race driver, or like why isn't there just 5 drivers or 3 drivers that can just go in any race car that needs it?
Yeah.
But obviously that's a lot harder. But yeah, I don't know what Mercedes' strategy would be. I think they're counting on their boys to stay out of trouble, I would say, but like to not get Corona effectively. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be probably it for me. Yeah.
Cool, fair enough. I'm looking forward to it. It's only in a couple of days' time.
Yeah.
And then I get to talk to you again, which is even better. Hopefully it's going to be an exciting race, exciting weekend.
With no rain. No rain. No rain.
Wait, no rain. Yeah, no rain.
No rain.
No rain, for sure. I was so confused then. I was like, what are you talking about? No rain. No rain. Right, we'll end it here then. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you very
and
much,
watching.
Yeah. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
I lost your camera now.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm getting my phone has decided to do a software update.
Anyway.
I'm not sure if we'll leave it in, but yeah. See you guys later. Bye.